going to change the topic now, start talking about food in the kitchen here with Executive Master Chef Robert Cillizza of City Dock Restaurant. Thanks for coming back today.
Thank you. Thank you.
The counter is covered. You're so well organized. You made us our breakfast sandwiches again. I tell you what, you spoil us rotten.
Yeah, we have this $1 million oven here, but it's not cooking
I know,
too well.
I use it like a mirror.
I know,
that
but I've
tells
got apple cinnamon in there, but it's not working. I don't know why.
All right, 2 kinds of clam sauce. I'm feeling like we need to get started.
Yes, this is the red and the white sauce. Your clams, of course, now with clams, if you happen to get them and they have a crack in it like this one is, or it's open, disregard it, don't use it. Rinse them thoroughly 3 or 4 times, and then what I do is some places will put it right into your sauce and let them open by themselves. I'll pre-boil them to let the water run through to make sure that there is no salt or sand that's left in there.
Do they go in your sauce in the shell?
Yes.
Or do you take them out? Like, what do you got there? A little of both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, what we're doing is putting the garlic, as we always do.
Generous helpings of garlic going in there.
A little bit of white wine that's not going to flame.
That's good, because there was an incident yesterday.
You just let that brown a little bit.
Okay.
Now I've got 2 types of clams, and of course the recipe calls for the clam juice, so use the broth that's right in with the can.
Okay.
When you get it. I've got, the flour, I've got the Parmesan cheese. I use red flakes, crushed red pepper. Some people will use a Tabasco sauce or something, but I don't.
So you're basically starting with the same foundations for the sauces, but at some point they're going to diverge.
Yes.
Like 2 paths in the woods.
Yes.
Now I sound like Robert Frost.
And you're putting that in. Now when I go into the red clam sauce, I'm going to drain off the juice.
Because it doesn't call for the juice.
No, because you've got the marinara sauce going with it. There you go.
Okay. The marinara that you made.
Yes, and it's going to be, you'll be an Italian chef before you know it. You stay up here.
I'm lucky. I've learned a lot from you. I really have.
Yeah. We're going to let that simmer down a little bit, get that going. Then I'll go ahead and add my parsley in.
Can I stir it? I feel like stirring it.
Please, go ahead.
Okay. I just can't let it go.
I know.
I stir that pot.
Now, I would only put the red flakes in the red. Some people don't like a hot white clam sauce, so we'll just leave it at that and see what happens when we get there.
All right. What's clicking over here?
A burner.
A burner? Thank you, Antonio. Boy, he's paying attention. The right front burner is clicking.
There you go.
There we go. All right. That ticking sound makes us nervous.
Yes. And we're going to bring that to a good full simmer. And once we get that done, then we'll go ahead and start adding the lemon that we have and the clams. And the clams, of course, I'm going to go ahead and put in the water.
Okay.
And I want to do that because I was
going to say, how come you're doing that?
I don't feel safe with the dirt that's inside. It's still there. Even though you wash it, let it open inside. Open in by itself.
That's nice. You don't want that. You don't like that grittiness in your sauce.
That'll take a couple minutes, and then we're going to, as I said, bring this to a boil. Now, as you said, we're not going to put the clam juice in here because we got the marinara sauce, which is we made home fresh all the time.
Okay. I know we're going fast and we're covering a lot, so we'll put all the ingredients and the how-to at our website, thehamptonroadshow.com, a little bit later. How long are these going to take to
This will take about 5 to 8 minutes to open.
Okay.
And then you'll see, even with that, you'll see a little grit still in the bottom of the pan.
Right.
As we do. And that's something that you just want to make sure that the food is the way you want to serve it.
Yeah, better in there than in there.
Yeah.
So you'll put a few of the whole clams in each, the red and
It's
the
like
white.
a garnish, but at the same time, they can eat it from the shell.
Okay.
It's fork-friendly, so it's not bad.
All righty. Well, we'll let you throw the marinara and the red sauce, and we'll catch up with what you're doing when we come back. Right
Thank
now,
you.
meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler has wandered in. He's followed his nose once again to the chat. Little apple Danish, and that was just for while we were hanging around before we started cooking. What you really came to make, which is our linguini with clam sauce, 2 different ways. You've added the marinara over here, right? And what did we add? Did you add anything else?
Just put lemons and a little bit of parsley in this one, and then once I bring it to a boil, I'll use the flour and butter as a roux to thicken it up.
Okay, but that's kind of the last step.
Last thing, and then I'll put the clams in at the last minute.
All right, right. The clams back over here in the pot, and you said you wanted to cook them over here so that any remaining dirt
or sand will get off.
Comes out.
This is the sauce that we're going to use for the bread pudding.
Bread pudding now.
Yes, and it has the Hennessy, any type of brandy, brown sugar, and butter. And if you'd like to go ahead and start that.
Okay. I'm guessing I start with the butter? Okay.
Yes.
See how much I've learned?
Yes.
There goes all the butter.
While you're doing that, I'll start on this side with the eggs.
Now, what are you doing over there?
Putting eggs and the milk and vanilla extract together. And I'll go ahead and mix that up.
Is this is bread pudding something you want to make night before or day before?
You want to leave the bread out before, let it get a little bit stale. A little bit stale, because then it's nice and crunchy in the oven.
I've heard about that with French toast, too. Is that true, that stale bread makes better French toast?
Now, you had made a comment once before about, I bet you they even have Italian French toast. When you come to the City Dock to have breakfast someday, you'll see on the menu there is Italian French toast.
And what makes it Italian?
We deep fry it.
Ask.
We deep fry it.
Oh.
And it has a nice crispy texture to it, not, you know, flat top brown, soggy type.
Sogginess, Yep.
I'm going ahead and put the Italian bread in.
Ah, see, that's what makes this Italian bread pudding.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
And then we let that all absorb. Just keep
Am I supposed to be doing anything else?
Putting the brown sugar in, and then the Hennessy at the last minute.
Okay, but what if the butter's not melted all the way yet?
It'll get there.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Doesn't matter. We can just let it simmer and work its way in.
Okie doke.
And then over here now I've got the brown sugar and pecans that I'm going to put on the top of the bread pudding. And then I'm going to put a little melted butter inside to soften it up a little bit.
Right.
And we'll let that sit. Now with bread pudding, you have to let it in stages. You have to let the egg batter soak into the bread. And same with the pecans, brown sugar, and butter. Now once all this is done and incorporated together, then we'll put it into a baking dish. There you go.
So a little might have gone into the red clam sauce.
It's okay. Nice and sweet.
Sweeten up the red clam sauce. All right, we've only got 15 seconds.
Okay, now this is all going to come together. And then what I'll do is I'll put the sauce on top of the bread pudding once it's in the oven. I'll sprinkle this on top of the bread. Once we put it in the baking pan, 350 for 35 to 45 minutes, and it's ready.
All right, well, we're going to get to check it out when we come back. And also, Joshua, here goes the Hennessy. You said take it away
just
from the flame.
Half of that.
Right?
There you go.
Oh, just half of it.
It's okay. It'll be a nice flavor.
Well, Rick will like it. He'll like it just like that.
Who's
Food and Beverage Director for the Sheraton Hotel. Tell us what you would serve with the dinner and with the dessert. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What did you bring?
I brought the Argyle Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley in Oregon. Okay.
And now, is that for both the red sauce and the white sauce?
It is. I felt that Chef made it hard for me again today, but doing two different dishes. But so I picked something that you could do with both, and definitely on the whole red wine spectrum, this is going to be on your lighter side. It's especially a great intro red wine if you're not used to drinking a lot of red wines. My wife, when I first met her, wasn't big into red wines. And I said, let's start with the Pinot Noir because it's really a great intro wine. This one especially is very robust, black cherry, also blackberry flavors with a little bit of earthiness. So it just pairs so well with, you can do it with either dish.
Okay. So. All right, and now on to the bread pudding. There was already a little Hennessy in the sauce. Well, more than was supposed to be in the sauce today. But you brought whiskey.
Yes, we're going to enjoy that today. But brought some bourbon today. And talking about after-dinner drinks, bourbon's sort of one of my favorite. You can either do pre-dinner or after dinner. Bourbon goes great in Manhattans, but you can also do it after dinner on the rocks, or even with just a splash of water. And if you do it with water, just don't pour it out of the tap because you got such a great product here, Maker's Mark. Bourbon. So do it with a great water. My favorite's Voss from Norway.
Now, is that because of the fancy bottle?
No, it's just a clean, great artesian water.
I wouldn't blame you if it was. It is a cool bottle. It'd be nice to have around on the holidays. All right, but again, the Voss water is what you'd recommend. Just a little splash in there with your Maker's Mark, or the Pinot Noir for the white sauce and the red sauce. Where are we with our sauces and our bread
pudding's all ready to go.
That looks great.
And we've got the linguini already shocked and ready to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with the red. And as you can see, it's not running anywhere because we didn't do what to the pasta.
Oil it.
There you go.
You brought a quiz for me today. I'm listening to you. We didn't oil the pasta when we were cooking it, so the sauce doesn't go anywhere.
Good.
All right, and you added some of the clams in there, some of the whole ones.
And we'll go ahead and do the white the same way, and then I'll go ahead and garnish it with the whole clam on top.
Okay. And you had said all you had done from what folks saw before was a little more butter or flour?
Flour, just made like a roux, that's all.
Okay. And you buttered the flour before you put it in?
Yes.
I knew that.
You got it.
All right, well, we look forward to giving this a try in just a couple of minutes. Right now, we got to talk to Chris and our audience.